it was Monster Cat. I was streaming with my radio on, and that's what it was. I did the exact same thing, but I was just doing it because I felt like streaming and I wanted to talk to people.
Like Will was streaming with Burnout and the radio on, and I got a content and I got a thing.
Yeah, I didn't care to keep the video up. I just wanted to like talk to people while I was working on Tiny Books.
Tiny Books.
Yeah, I have two tiny. I wasn't on Creative. I was on YouTube, which is why I got 1.5 billion. But if it was on Twitch, nothing would have happened because Monster Cat does freebies up there. So, but I think that it's because they're partnered with Twitch, not YouTube.
That explains why. No frame.
Oh.
We are live. I see us on the show. Bit ready to do some stuff.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
What's okay?
That's a thing.
There's things. I like things. Tell me about things.
That's some news.
Is it news that we need to like mute for, or is it news that you do other things for?
News I can actually report on.
Hey.
We like news you can report on. Don't mind me.
Yeah, you just carry on. When you're ready, we'll start.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm double checking.
Wait. We fact check here. We fact check. I don't believe that we fact check.
We just read stuff and go, "Oh, that could be interesting if it's true."
Yeah, I know.
No, if this is it, so this looks like it's true because it's off of their website. But
okay, so it's off of a website. Are we live on Twitch, by the way? Can anybody else? There it is.
We are live on Twitch.
We are live. Do I have my backgrounds all fucked up still?
Yeah, a little bit. It's fine.
No, fine.
It's fine.
I'm very self-conscious.
It's fine. It's good.
It's awful.
It's things.
I am in probably the most messy room out of all of us, which is why that thing is up.
I sleep in the messy room though. That's the thing.
I mean, that's fine.
Same.
That's you.
That's you.
I hold a different standard for myself.
Well, that's fine. Well, in that case, I'll say hello and welcome to episode 25 of the Game One Play Itself podcast, hosted by myself, Will McKellar, aka Lard Teammaker. Joining me, as always, it seems, is James Atkinson.
Hi. Don't mind me, my phone's just going crazy.
And the other man himself. It's just...
Did you think?
I'm just waiting for him. Here comes the countdown. Dun, 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 dun.
Fucking fixing things,
Hello,
guys.
ladies and gentlemen, and joining us is the Hergelman.
James, shut up. I gotta do this first.
Gotta fix this.
I didn't know it was going. I was trying to fix things.
Yeah, we've been going for a while now. Hey, Punisher, by the way. We're glad to see you.
Okay. Quick fix.
Zoom it out a little bit.
We'll cut this and edit.
Zoom it out a little bit.
Gotta edit. You gotta edit this. Okay.
Very seamless.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Hergel Man, and welcome to episode 25. I will reintroduce this shit.
Because we're full professionals here. And on tonight's show, we've got one bit of news and basically just what we've been playing. So it's going to could be fairly short unless something comes up and we just talk absolute bollocks for about half hour, which is usually the case for us. So. And the bit of news is we have a copyright claim record now. Chris, fill us all in.
I hit 22 copyright claims on a non-gaming video. The other day I was doing some paper craft. I was making some tiny books. Here's a fine example of tiny books. A little book. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus. Come on, there we go.
You can't get me to focus. What makes you think you can get the camera to focus?
That is a tiny book.
That is a tiny book.
Well, I got the camera to focus, by the way. The camera focus is better than you do.
I know. What?
And here's another tiny book. Put some little text in there.
Tiny writing.
It's not actually any text. It's just scribbles. I had to write with an X-Acto knife, so it's not like it's going to be legible in any way, shape, or form. While I was making these, I was just kind of cutting them out because I'm doing some D&D stuff. I'm slowly building up. And I was just playing my my Spotify radio, and I was like, oh, I think Monster Cat allows you to stream stuff. I turned it on. I think Monster Cat is only partnered with Twitch, so you can only stream with Monster Cat stuff on Twitch. So I got 22 copyright strikes in one go on one day, all of them, just over and over and over again. Hello, Punisher and Monolith. Welcome.
Yes, hello Punisher, hello Monolith. Punisher and that's what I was going to say. It's like, hang on, I said it right and it came out right, and then my brain just went, "You fucked up here."
You done fucked up.
Because you usually call Monolith Mono.
Yeah,
But
that's the reason.
I was using your full name today. I was being extra polite.
You did, but it would have used the full name. It would have been Monolith 695.
I wasn't using his last name.
I could have said monoclone because we're practically like the same temperament in real life, so it's like we are practically clones.
You guys probably don't even realize when I actually push the start button. It's just like, and we're live now because I feel like it. Well, I'm done. Yeah. I'm done messing. Chris reset his camera. Damn.
I know. I was screwing around with the face tracking.
Yeah, he was just going, "Hey, check me out." So 22 copyright claims. Yep. Are we going for 30 here next time? Because we seem to be going.
I can do that. I'm good at those. I'm really good at that. I got copyright strikes on 2 parts for the same person with 2 different companies, both of which were on a royalty-free song.
Listen, I'm okay with copyright claims as long as they're not strikes, channel strikes. That's
claim. Yeah, no, they're claim. They were claims. They weren't strikes. I'm using the wrong terminology. Claims.
Yeah, because we don't want strikes. We're just
strikes are bad.
We don't want those. No.
3 and you're gone.
Yeah, no, we don't want that. Mono is extra nice while I'm waiting to kill everyone. Is that good a day, eh, Mono?
It's a pretty good day when it's only everyone and not everyone and their families.
Yeah, so we're okay.
Yeah. And
it's not the worst.
Really, really bad to happen when it's everyone, their families, and their small chihuahua that's just sitting there minding its own business. This little basket,
You mean
just
the large rat?
Yes, the large rat.
That's what a chihuahua. It's not a corgi.
No, not corgi. No. He has one word to describe his day: work.
See, work would be great if it just wasn't for all those damn customers.
Question from Punisher: is there a new type of channel on Twitch?
Is this a trick question?
It's a random one. Which Punisher is known for randomness, so there you go.
This is gonna make me go look through the channel feeds. I mean,
yeah.
Yes, did a new game release? Then yes, there is a new channel on Twitch because there is a channel for that new game.
Anything else?
Anything else? Email at twitch.com. They probably have better answers than me.
Probably. We're not the most savvy at this shit, so.
But what we do have answers for is what we've been playing this week.
I actually do have one small bit of news.
Oh, you do? Oh, I'll let you have that, and then you can do your games.
So from what it seems like, there's 2 interesting things. To anyone here who enjoys the Payday series,
yes.
It seems that Starbreeze acquired the rights for a full Payday movie. And anyone who played between the first and second game, they did a web series following our heisters, and it was awesome. They also have been doing a bunch of cinematic things before everything, including bringing in John Wick. So they actually have something with Keanu Reeves going too. So that's interesting. I wonder if they're going to be working together and doing like a Payday John Wick crossover movie at some point, or if John Wick is going to be involved in the Payday movie.
Well, it's canon. It's canon in the. It would make sense. It's because it's canon. So Payday is technically canon in the John Wick universe.
Yeah, but that's the coolest part. And I think that's what took so long for them to get the rights for a movie for it. Was they were probably arguing to try and get John Wick and Keanu Reeves in. But it looks like I only saw one mention of it, and I'm double checking to see if it is true. But it looks like they bought an Indian film company for $8.5 million. So that's what it seems like.
Payday did, like the developers of Payday.
Yeah, Starbreeze.
Okay, so those microtransactions that they finally put in the game are actually working out.
Yeah. They broke something like 40 million recently.
So they were trying to fund the movie. They were just saying, "Look, you can get these transactions while you're here."
Off their website, blah 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 blah. Consideration for the acquisition amounts of 10.9 million B shares in Starbreeze, equivalent to 30 million US or 3 MUSD, which is I think 30 million US dollars. I
mean, also you think about it, Payday, all the cutscenes in that game are live action.
Yeah,
and really well
they've
done.
Been working with Lionhead too.
Yeah,
Lionhead is the one who's been funding those. So
Lionhead does a lot of good. Does a lot of good stuff. I think they're tied with what, Geek and Sundry is Lionhead.
I don't know. Let's see.
Maybe.
Let's take a look.
Anyways, I would be happy to see a Payday movie because that is an actual genre of game that could actually work in a movie. It could be a video game movie that would work.
It would be interesting. And speaking of video game stuff, Punisher has also asked, what do you think about the Nintendo Switch?
I think...
Interesting. Interesting. You know, I haven't seen enough of it yet. I like the idea of being able to take it apart and just use it as mobile and then go back on, put it back into the unit and carry on with your big TV. That's interesting. Quite like that. But yeah, I haven't seen enough of it yet. I need to see more before I can...
How are you going to stream with it? How are you going to rip videos and get them onto YouTube? Why are you demoing the game with a game that was released longer than 5 years ago in Skyrim? That's a great way to show new content.
Sure is.
I'm all for it being mobile. What's the battery life going to be like on it?
Is it in 4K?
And yet, well, no. It's my biggest question is like, okay, it's this mobile device. What's the battery life? If I'm playing Skyrim, and I'll use Skyrim as the benchmark for like where we're at graphically for the game, because let's put it this way: the Zelda game's a cel-shaded game, so you can't really tell how much graphical power is going in behind it. And Skyrim's been out, so we know what that game can handle. How long am I going to be able to play this? Not there. Like on the move with this thing, and obviously with anything that has any amount of battery life, especially rechargeable battery. You know, if this thing's got to sit in a dock and charge, obviously anybody who has a little bit of IT experience, you lose battery the longer it stays plugged in for a period of time. So that you need to keep it plugged in to play, but it's charging and killing the battery at the same time. I don't know. I think Nintendo is focusing too much on the niche.
Yeah, it looks like they are trying to be different. Compared to the standard consoles, but yeah, it's if Punisher's saying they're going to be doing that showcase on January the 12th, we'll look at it more there and see, we can give a proper reaction. And hello, Simmer, welcome to the Game Room Play Self Podcast episode 25. But yeah, so what have you guys been playing this week?
Well, just one more commentary on the
Payday
new Nintendo thing. I mean, really, it's not meant for us, really. I mean, their target audience is mostly in Japan, because that's where the majority of their sales were, I think, with the Wii and Wii U. So, like, we're not exactly the demographic they're looking for, a much more, like, physically contained demographic. But that's all I have to say on the subject. So what have we been playing? James, go ahead. I don't have a large list.
God. What have I actually been playing? Let me stare over there. Okay, I have been playing a few things. Hearts of Iron 4 released their new expansion, which came out yesterday. So I, of course, played my first playthrough of the game. I won because I did the country's goals, what needed to be done. I was historical Switzerland. in a World War II sim.
You weren't neutral.
I was neutral the entire time. It just, the world crumbled
Fair
around me, and I just sat on the Alps. It was like, we're just going to chill here and enjoy this chocolate. And oh my god, where did all this gold come from 1939 to 1945? You know,
Hey, did you open bank accounts for people?
Of course
so they
I
can have
did.
Offshores.
Of course, in Switzerland. That's what we did. Just sat there and just ate our chocolate and just watched the world burn. And then held the Geneva Convention.
Well, at least you have like a front row seat while you're watching it burn, but just chomping
Oh
out.
yeah, especially the Maginot
That's
Line.
a nice fire.
The Maginot Line was right there. So it was like France and Germany were just like, I'm sitting there going like, that's a thing. That's definitely happening right there. Yeah. They actually have a specific ideal where like their ability to choose a party and drift to one way or another way to a party is like a minus 100%. So like they literally can't go to another party. Unless they're
Because,
attacked.
right.
And then you can join a group.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So historical Switzerland won that. That was good. Completed objectives. Next, I'm planning on playing as New Zealand and conquering the world as fascist New Zealand.
You're taking Australia first or leaving that to last and then going for them saying, take this, you Aussie scumbags.
Will, have you ever played Risk? You always take Australia first.
Hey, Eddie Izzard said you take Papua New Guinea and just build up and up and up and up and up.
Well, no. See, the thing is that you do the reverse United States, where you take the Philippine Isles and stuff, and you work your way back to Hawaii, and then you launch a naval assault on California before they're ready, and you just once you've got the industrial base of North America, then you use that to build up and then attack Europe.
Okay, because I've never played Risk.
Well, remember. This is for Hearts of Iron 4. This is what you do. You build up your industrial base and you go attack. Well, obviously New Zealand doesn't have a very large industrial base, but the United States is also a demilitarized country because they're suffering from the Great Depression and they don't have a lot of factory output, which means you just need to beat enough of them.
You just gotta leave career alone. It's like, yeah, you lot go do what you need to do. You just stay over there. You know, just sit on the seat, have a blanket and a cup of tea. You know, just chill out. All right,
No,
you
it's
just
It's just like, I'll be home later, honey, and you just go away. And then all of a sudden, like 4 years go by, and like all of Europe's conquered, and you're just like, knock knock, daddy's home.
and they go, James, you got some splitting to do.
Well, that's the thing. You go fascist because then you can go after everybody, and you just go, okay, Germany, have fun with like Europe and stuff. We'll just take over all the Americas, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, Germany, you won the war. That's awesome. I'm out of the Axis now. And by the way, you know that foothold that I have in England? Yeah, we're coming after you now. And then the Soviets are like, great, comrade, you did this. And like, yeah, Soviet Russia. So I've got nukes now. And we all know about the Urals and stuff. No Cossacks is going to stop this. And you just nuke Russia. Because invading Russia in the winter is just a horrible thing to do. So you just don't.
Yeah, the Russian front, no.
The
know
trick
what
with
happened in World War II. No, you just don't do it.
so the trick with invading Russia is you need to lay down your own train tracks as you go along, and then you can bring supplies in. So that's how you invade Russia.
I mean, you could, or you could just nuke all the major population centers, and because most of their materials and stuff comes from the not the tundra, so you just nuke where there isn't materials that you need to continue your war effort.
And if there's any, hackers that may or may not, allegedly, let's put all that in there, be from Russia, we're only talking about a game, right?
Yeah,
It's just a game we're talking about. We're not
game.
talking about the political shit, all right? Just chill your beans, okay? Yeah, carry on.
Which, remember, in 1945 is when I first get to research computing machines. So, think that one out. Anyways, so Hearts of Iron 4, played that. Destiny, Dawning, I've been in that. Fun. It's Destiny. If people want me to go into more spout about it, I can, but Destiny.
That's a good question, Punisher.
We have a video that I'm making about that, actually, Punisher. We have a video that I'm actually writing about that exact question.
We'll save it for the video then.
Not that exact. Worst is a lot harder to say because there's some really shitty games out there. Ours is more on disappointments.
So okay, yeah, that's true. We wouldn't want to be too harsh. We wanted to be disappointing.
Yeah, we're not angry at them. We're just disappointed.
Also, a quick mention to desktop. No Man's Sky is actually putting in a lot more stuff. Like as we're talking, Monday they launched a patch which includes much larger space battles. They're moving. So I don't know what happened, but they're moving again.
I'm gonna have to get back in streaming it then.
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Oh, here's a little bit more money for you guys to do things."
Yeah. I think
money.
what ended up happening was because they had the deal with Sony, and they had to build their own engine, they probably got production pushed from Sony.
You think?
I mean, like, I know for a fact they did, but I think they got pushed too hard. Because, like, let's see. A lot of fixes. Underwater
notes.
ruins. Yeah.
Oh, this will be this coming Monday, Simmer.
No, this is last Monday.
Oh, this is last Monday. Oh, okay.
This is last Monday. The 12th, they, it looks like they did something with, increasing battles.
In space.
Yeah, Wednesday they fixed that you can't land your freighter on a planet anymore.
You can get a freighter now?
I guess. I haven't played all the way. I haven't played a whole lot with the other stuff. Looks like there's a bug that's unlimited vertical building with your bases. By the way, there's bases. You can build stuff. So yeah, I think what happened was they just in the engine because they had to build an engine from the ground up. They weren't using anything pre-built because I think Unreal wouldn't have been able to handle the full world generation.
Also proprietary.
No, Unreal's not proprietary.
No, I mean like they build your own engine. It's proprietary to you.
Oh yeah.
That's
I mean, they could have gone with an engine. They could have used Unity. They could have used Unreal, theoretically. But I think the things they were trying to go for, it would have been too big of a game. So they wouldn't have actually been able to try and port it to the PlayStation on a disc. Because I think that's one of the requirements they needed with their deal with Sony. Because, I mean, there's no reason for them to go golden with, like, today's setup. But they pushed to do that. So that's what I'm thinking is what happened was they had a deal with Sony to be able to release it on a disc version. So whole thing was a mess. I think the situation turned out way worse for them than what it should have been. And the fallout from that was just way more intense than anyone expected either.
Yeah, I mean, if they'd come on and said this stuff is coming, this stuff is coming, not from the off, but it will be coming down the line, then they would have got away with it more, rather than just saying, you can do this. It's like, great, where is it? Can't do it. It's not there. Like the multiplayer bit, you can play with friends, but I can't see anybody else. They're apparently right next to us, but I can't see them. It's just, so I think that was the biggest mistake there. PR, the marketing bit of, not pulling Sean to one side and go, look, mate, this is what you can't say at the moment because you've not got this. So the Peter Molyneux stuff.
It's going to be a big game. It's going to be the best game. It's going to be the best game. Biggest game. You're going to be able to build walls.
Great again. It's going to be a great game.
Great game. Big in space. Best space game of all time. Biggest space game. We're going to win
Elite
so
Dangerous
much.
has space, but we're gonna have better space. We're gonna have bigger and better space than them. It's gonna be more space. It's gonna be more game. It's gonna be huge.
We're gonna win. We're gonna win in space. All the space.
And we've got a game. We've got a great game.
It's a great game. It's all the best game.
I do think one of my favorite little things about the game though is on the loading screen for launching it. sometimes you'll see actually named systems flying past you.
Yes, that was one of the cool things. I'm waiting to see someone one from a mate, just coming by. I'll see you. So, there's a lot of team maker system. Oh, I haven't been there yet, but there you go.
If you ever pass Bumberton's Delight, that is my starting system. By the way,
mine is Kitty. The entire system, every planet, and everything in the system was named Kitty. Because I could.
Yeah, that if you can, they'll accept it.
Kitty.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's Planet Kitty with Kitty and Kitty. I almost wanted to do Marklar.
Somebody
Marklar.
probably already has it, they.
Yeah, no, but I figured that'd be like the first thing.
Simmons is Simmons, but.
Ah, there you go. You did say you were in the arse end of space, so it makes perfect sense now.
Yep. I do need to set up a system that's Silly Lily Philly, which if anyone's played, I think it's Urban Dead. It was a web-based, turn-based zombie survival game. And there was a clan of people named Silly Lily Philly, where the I's, the L's, and the number 1 was set up into like 50,000 different configurations, and there was a clan of like 27 people who just had different versions of it. So just find like a building filled with people named Silly Lily Philly. Just the whole group of them, every single person. But do that for a system and just name each thing a different combination of 1's, I's, and L's.
And all the creatures you find as well. It's like, that could be a lot.
This is why you need to play this game with a keyboard, because it just makes having to do that on a controller would just make me want to throw something through a wall.
I still have some level of like Xbox controller, Xbox type pad prowess, because way back in like middle school and high school, I played Xbox almost exclusively, and it was just, I got real good at making those messages. Got real good at them.
Anyway, righty. James, is that all you've been playing this week, or you have more goodness to share?
I tried the new ArcAge game. They re-released it with a new patch. Meh. It was ArcAge.
Yeah.
It's a thing. Besides from that, I'm trying to look over my PlayStation. Not really. That's all I really played. Mainly Hearts of Iron 4, because Switzerland.
Swiss. Chris, do you want to go next, or do you want me to go?
You go ahead.
Okay, because I did manage to play some bits, not as much as I would usually do, because hospital getting in the way and stuff, and having to not play games for a couple of days. But one of the things I did try, I tried it earlier. It was part of the Humble Bundle that's Yogcast are doing. It's called Crusaders of the Lost Idols. It's like a side-scrolling click game where you just click and click and click, and sometimes you don't have to click on the enemies to kill them, because the other members of your team will automatically click for you. So it's kind of like you just sit there collecting coins. It's just like, okay, is this it? I can get different teammates. Okay, we can pull them in, pull the team out. And it's just, even when you're not playing it, it will do it for you. It's like
Clicker Heroes.
Yeah. So it's kind of like looking and go, oh, well, this game does play itself. You've ruined our title, you bastards. So I mean, it's kind of like, yeah, okay, I'll probably get bored of it very soon, but for now, it's all right. Played some more Battlefield 1, some with Rob and Ed over the weekend, and yeah, fucking awful. Absolutely awful at it. Titanfall 2, kind of similar, but I played some more of this single player, and yeah, that's still a fucking awesome game, especially when you get the wall running right. Really, really brilliant.
You figured you'd be halfway decent at the wall running after playing Mirror's Edge, but I saw the one part I saw. So I saw you like log and go, oh shit, and just drop off and went, well, that's not changed.
Yep. There's some things about me that will never change. With wall running, I'll just fall off and go, oh crap. but the gunplay in Titanfall 2 is really good. You know, I do love some of the battles in there so far. That they were pretty damn awesome, to be fair. I'm hoping to get through that soon because I haven't played enough of it. And I want to. Played some more Rocket League as part of the Tig Whippy community night on Thursday night with Abs, Boo, Simmer came along for the last game. Stratham. I sucked this week. I don't know what was going on. I was just absolutely awful. I'm not going to put an excuse of, well, I was still under sedation because that's a bullshit excuse. Not going to say it. I was just shit. Got Burnout Paradise today as well as part of the backwards compatible and also Games with Gold. I still love that game. That game is still so much fun. I see more DLC seems you have to pay for it rather than the free content stuff, but that's okay. It's quite cheap, around about £3.39 each for some of it, apart from Big Island, which is about £4.89. But again, decent price because there was so much content in Burnout Paradise the first time that
it's a huge island. Big island,
exactly.
Best island.
Build a wall around the island.
Build a wall around
make other islands pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's never gonna grow old.
Nope.
I mean, it will, but it's not gonna grow old for a long time.
Not until for at least a year. Not at least a year. We're gonna drag this one to death. I'm gonna put mortar around it and build a wall up around it.
Best joke. Greatest joke. We've got all the best jokes. All the best jokes. They're the greatest gokes. We're gonna win with all the jokes. We're gonna have so many jokes.
We've got the best jokes.
We got the best
so
jokes.
many jokes.
China doesn't have the best jokes. Japan doesn't have the best jokes. Mexico, nope. Us. We're gonna win. We're gonna win with all the jokes.
Russia's got good jokes. I really respect their jokes. They're strong jokes. But we've got the best jokes.
We've got the best jokes. We're gonna make our jokes great again.
And we'll just Brexit over the jokes. We just know we don't want to know your jokes. We just want our own British jokes and keep them British. We don't want anything to do with them.
The problem is, I think of a British joke. I think of just like two guys and he's like, "Did you hear about the funny thing that happened on Tuesday?" He's got to have one of the guys that's heavy overbite too. What's that, Philip?
By Jove!
I see. I picture something like a little more mundane, even more mundane than that. It was something along the lines of like someone having parked in a spot and just is that so? That's it. That's the whole joke.
Crikey! You seem to have parked wrongly.
So like any comic strip from the New Yorker then.
More or less,
like that level of humor, which is just okay.
And finally, the only other game I played this week, and I'm still having trouble calling it a game because it's an experience. And there was one I said that I was going to play before I went into hospital because we didn't know obviously what was going to happen, what the results are, and we still don't fully know them yet. Which could happen over Christmas, which would be like a kick in the pants if it's really bad. But I did as I promised and streamed that Dragon Cancer, and that really is heavy going. And you take one of the most emotional games or films you've seen, intensify that by 1,000, and you're not even close to this. If you try and look at it from a positive spin, because there isn't really anything positive to say about this in terms of the actual what the experience is about. In a way, I can see it can actually help families who are going through this thing to try and be able to cope and say that they're not alone when going through this. And that's a major important thing because that's one of the biggest stresses you'll have is you'll feel isolated and alone, like no one else is going through the thing you are. Whereas this will show you're not alone. And there was a couple of bits that almost broke me. One of them was when you saw him holding his son and he was having the chemo in there because obviously what I go through once every 2 months. But the other one was there is a part in the hospital. And it's kind of a lighter mood bit where you're on this almost like a shopping cart, and it's like a Mario Kart level. So you're just going around. It's a very basic course. There's nothing really, taxing to do on that. You just got to play it, and you're picking up all the bits. And then at the end of the actual race, it comes up with all the bits, the medicine, all the treatments that it seemed that Joel was on. And one of them at the top there was one called methotrexate. Now that hit home to me because that drug I was on 2 years ago, and it's a horrible, horrible drug. It's like you got like they're about that size, each one, and I had to take 5 of them in one go every week, and it's something that my body didn't like doing. So it was kind of like every time my body wanted, I was getting ready to do it, dry heaving. My body was like, no, don't want it, no, and it did nothing for us. And this is one of the drugs they do, try to treat cancer with. So when I see that on this experience and knowing what I've gone through with it, it's like hearing a 4-year-old has to go through that stuff. It's like, yeah, that kind of really hit, and it's like very heavy going. Do I advise people to try it? Yes, but be aware how emotional this will be, and be prepared for something that is going to hit hard because of the subject matter. But I'm very glad I did it. I didn't feel it at the time, but I am very glad I did it. And I know it's going to sound very cheap at this point, but if people don't want to play it themselves, they can look at that if they want to. It's not something I'm going to force. I'm not going to force down people's throats. I'm not going to pimp out, like I usually do with the other videos. But
we're not even
it's there. Yeah, no, it's there for people to see, and to if it helps someone, brilliant. That's the main bit is be there for. But yeah, I'm not gonna go out and go, you should see this. This is great. This is fantastic. I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing that for more of awareness. And that's pretty much all the stuff I've been playing. How about yourself, Chris?
I've been playing a bit of Overwatch still. A little bit of No Man's Sky, a little bit of Dishonored 2, a little bit of StarCraft 2, because I have it and I haven't played it, so I may as well. And it's surprisingly simpler than what I expected. I mean, I may have some level of extra macro experience from Dota 2. Other bit of news, Dota 2 did their 7th update, so they have it's version 7 now. It's absolutely ridiculously different. They overhauled all of the characters in some level. Now at levels 10, 15, 20, and 25, instead of having a different set of things to level up, I think you no longer level up your base stats to begin with. But now everyone has an option of one of two passives that they can get. And it's like +6 strength, +20 attack, and you can choose between those or some ridiculous things. Some of them are really strong. Some of them are a little lackluster. But overall, they did just an overhaul of that. They changed the map around, so Roshan is no longer on the right side where it's always been. It's now in the dead center of the river on its own thing, in just a pit. So there is an open space all around it that has neither high ground on either side. It's in the dead center at the lowest point, instead of anywhere else. They did a change to the runes. There's 2 utility runes in the river. That's still the same. And then a bit deeper into each team's jungle, there is a bounty rune on each side. And the jungle's been changed up a little bit. There's a new Ancients, which is interesting. I soloed them fairly early off as Dragon Knight, and that's kind of the only time I played. But there's a few more things in there. I think there's a few more camps. I don't remember. I've only played it for a little bit. And now they have the fountains like in Heroes of the Storm. So like a little bit into the jungle, there's 2 points where you can go and heal up. But all of the fountains kind of activate at the same time whenever someone uses it. So, if everyone's kind of running low, it's just, hey, get to a fountain. Boop, everyone's kind of back up. So that's a thing. Yeah, the Winter Games is up for Overwatch. They have a few good skins. I think Reaper and Pharah have the best ones. Torbjorn is hilarious. He's Santa and he has a little like Rudolph for a turret. There's Mei, Tracer, and a few others that I'm just drawing a blank at. But a lot of people have voice lines. I think everyone has a spray. There's a lot. There's a lot in it. The new game mode for the arcade is Mei's Snowball Showdown Initiative. I don't know the name of it, but basically you have a snowball fight using Mei. It's a one-shot, one-kill. You have one bullet, and you have to find patches of snow. And it is just the absolute most endearing and adorable thing. It takes place on Eco Point, Antarctica, and it's just hilarious. If you have it, go ahead and play it. If you don't, go ahead and find it somewhere. I haven't gotten my settings to stream Overwatch just down yet, so I don't have anything yet. I'm working on that. Played a little bit of No Man's Sky just to kind of try things out. I'm going to be playing a little more of that later this evening. I might stream it. I might even do that.
Has it improved since you played it before, all those patches that came in and they've started making the actual adding things to it? Has that improved at all for you?
I haven't gotten to the new content yet. Right. I did a new save, so like everything is off from scratch. Because last time I got to it, I was basically just farming up gold in this one area. Because I had a planet that pretty much everything was gold. They had the stacks of gold. They had gold ore. They had just like everything was gold. It was like copper, or not copper. Carbon, iron, plutonium, and gold, and that's it. Like that was the whole planet.
That would be an amazing planet. Because there's one we can get like the sort of pearls in like a flower. That you have to open up, and then every time you get the pearls of it, it sets off the actual security bots that come after you, and it's like shit, run away.
Yeah,
you go full Sir Robin on them, yeah. So I mean, I did find another planet with that, and I think that's where I'm back onto it. So I'd have to double check and see where things are, because I want a bigger ship again, but it looks like it's going to be easier for us to try and find a wreck that has one board, and that's because every time so far though I did find a wreck, always one less. So that's not 50% chance, is it? It's 100% no.
Yeah, well, you can go to the other ships that come through, and you can buy ships off people that way.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've done.
And when you've got a planet that's just all gold,
you can buy whatever you want. I just bought literally everything. Like I went to the market, I bought a bunch of crap, I'd fly to another planet, and I'd sell it there. It was just I just had so much money. It was absolutely absurd.
So I
wanted to do a fresh start because it felt a little cheap going in. Like, oh, I already have, 8 billion sitting around because everything I own is made of gold.
If you want to just pass some of that money, that gold over, transfer it over.
Thing. That would involve trading and being able to meet your friends in the game.
Which I think they're building a framework for.
That's good.
Because they have a messaging system, it seems. From what I've heard from other people playing it, they seem to have a system where you can leave messages for other players. Kind of like how Dark Souls do, I think. But like that's the start. That's a start of something.
Might be the way to, you've got a particularly difficult planet you want to help on, and it's just like, can you just summon them in? You just need gold or something, like plutonium.
Well, so the way I think this is going to work is that you're going to be able to like send a beacon to your friends, and they're going to be able to port to you. I think that's what they're going to end up doing in the future. I don't think they're going to do like a full I don't think they're going to do a massively multiplayer setup. I think they're going to do something more of a handful of players, and you can basically stay in one solar system. But if you break off to another solar system, then you're you're just losing out and you're no longer connected. That's what I'm expecting to happen.
Yeah, because how does it work in Elite? Do you see other people in there in that same bit, or is it like sort of like Guild Wars, where you have a hub where there's a load of characters in there from other people around the world, and then as soon as you leave that area to go off quests, it's just you and a few mates.
Yeah, the only thing I could see is maybe doing the stations as like a hub. But like that would even still be a little tricky, because the limit on the landing pads in there. I mean, I could possibly see that there is always going to be one landing pad open, so like they're all going to be kind of compartmentalized that way.
Yeah.
The other thing I could see is it'll limit to people on your friends list, which that'd be absolutely fantastic, because that's a way that they can scale it into a nice enough cluster that it's not like absolutely insane to work with, but it's also not like you're out solitarily in space.
Because Simmer says Elite is much different. Solo, just the NPCs.
For here am I sitting in my tin can, far above the world. Planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do.
Except for farm gold, apparently.
Except for farm gold.
You just want gold. Black gold. Texas
Get tons
tea.
of gold!
So the first thing,
Actually,
Chris the Millionaire, the kinfolk said, Chris, move away from there. His solar system's the place you want to be, so he loaded up the truck and he moved to Beverly.
This is the copyright part of the stream.
Exactly.
At least you did a remix. I just straight took.
Yep.
All right, so it looks like more. Simmer's just saying about different settings for Elite. You can go private, see your friends and NPCs.
Yep.
Or open, you can see everybody. So it looks like there's different settings for it. So that's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I don't think that No Man's Sky has the structure to be able to do that.
Yeah. Yet.
Hopefully. Whereas
Whereas
Elite Dangerous kind of, that was their intention. Cause haven't they been working on Elite Dangerous like double to triple the time?
Yeah, because I know they went
They've been working
Kickstarter
on
with it as well.
all
So
fucking time.
yes. So I'm trying to think how long David Braben was working on it. It's got to be more than 10 years. Got to be more than 10 years.
And their team is a lot larger too. That's another thing.
Yeah, because Hello Games are 4 people.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
I think it was 5 people. So like, kind of a huge body count disparity there.
Yeah, it's sort of 4, 5, and then huge. So you can understand why there was some things that just weren't in there.
They got huge. They thought they could win. They wanted to start winning, so they got huge.
They built a wall around Hello Games. Made Sony pay for it.
They did for a while. There was
Made
nothing.
Sony pay for it. That's entirely accurate.
See?
Entirely accurate.
Make No Man's Sky great again.
That's what they're doing. They're trying to make No Man's Sky great again.
But is that all you've been playing, man?
They're just gonna reform. Yeah. They're just gonna reform the game system. That's what they gotta do. They gotta reform the chat. They're just gonna break it down.
They're gonna drain the swamp.
Yeah, they drain the swamp. Especially when there's gold underneath it.
Fuck tons of gold.
We
much
broke
gold.
Will's done.
Yep.
Will. There you go. I just want to make sure you didn't black out on us if we had to call Rob.
No. No, it's a case of interrupted.
What?
I was partially interrupted.
What? Huh? Stuff? Squirrel?
Yeah, squirrel.
I'm quite familiar with that.
So if that's all we've been playing, shout outs? We got any shout outs?
Yeah.
No?
My usual shout out to Kim B. We've been chit chatting on Twitter. We finally connected there, and yeah.
When's she gonna come on the show?
My dedicated fan.
So I'm going to shout out all the new followers on Twitter.
The
Yeah.
290. Wait, hang on.
296.
So four more during the space of the 50-minute show. 4 more.
So,
Yep.
welcome if you're watching. Welcome if you hear us on the iTunes and stuff. It's like, hello. Don't forget to subscribe and all that good stuff.
And here's a little bit of the suave voice for you. Just to, butter your ears just a little bit.
Also, want to give a shout out to Simmer because he's been awesome. Past few weeks, and also to Gina and Ed, who are now content providers.
Yes,
for
that's the word we're using.
Contraband makers.
Yeah. For their content is now, Gina's is starting to come freaking fast. Wherever Final Fantasy. Now she is mainly concentrating on story for her streams, rather than side quests and stuff. So
that's not a problem.
try and keep things flowing. To keep things flowing for us. And Ed is going to be doing, I think it's Dead Rising 4. He's going to be doing some more of. And trying to think what else he was playing.
Battlefield.
I know he was playing Battlefield with us. He was
Yeah,
playing Rainbow
Battlefield.
Six and
Then he had
Titanfall 2.
the scare game. It jumps out of the seat. I can only go off the titles because I read the titles. I don't really. That's.
Oh yeah, Let It Die. That's what it is playing the other day. Yeah. And also, when we get time again, we'll be doing another episode of Backseat Gaming because it's just trying to real life seems to be getting in the way of the day at the moment. And then whenever Ed suggests there's another day, it's like, yeah, but streaming this at this point, streaming this at this point. It's like,
well, then you
try
have Ed at Backseat Game U.
Yeah, he comes on and does it. Yeah, that'd be good. That might be a good idea.
The shoe's on the other foot at this point. See how you handle the pressure of having somebody judge you in every single move that you do. And instead of it being just like a text on the internet, it's actually somebody in your ear.
Yeah, going, you suck, lad. How could you miss that, lad? I mean, that's just awful, lad. I mean, what's wrong with you,
know how to
lad?
drive? Do you have your license?
What is this YouTube comment simulator?
No way, we get a copyright claim from PewDiePie for that, won't we?
I actually really want to make a game called YouTube Comment Simulator, and it's just a comment box, and you type. It doesn't matter what you type; it comes out an insult every single time.
It just
That's it. That's the whole
it's
game.
just an insult generator. It's like the what's it called? The skit from. God, I'm just blanking on it.
I know there's a skit
British
from,
comedy series did the Holy Grail. Monty Python.
Yeah.
I came in here for an argument. Oh, I'm sorry. This is abuse.
And on that note,
I also don't forget we have Adam, our graphic designer, and Kimsey, who's taking care of our Instagram as well. We want to make sure we shout out them because obviously all the stuff you're seeing on the screen is Adam, and some of the stuff you're seeing too is Kimsey as well. She's made a lot of good things. I think most of our personal Twitter icons are made by her. So
yeah, I know mine definitely is.
Mine is too.
So yeah, and we should give a shout out to Ben as well.
Yeah, the silent benefactor.
Yeah. The man who's helped a lot of this
Our
stuff.
silent sentinel. Friends to all Tigwippy members.
No, we'll call him the Elusive Man. If we're going with gaming references, we'll do the Elusive Man.
Yeah, because it seems to fit Ben better. But so where you can find us. I mean, you can find us on here on Twitch. We also on YouTube. Go to the channel sub it because we get to 100 subs, then we're going to have a custom URL.
Which is
So that means rather than the feature word blah 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 letters all this that has we can actually have
UCMHA73UCGPFXCONYNG6KCQ.
instead of that stuff we can actually go and actually have Tigwippy as the the URL.
By the way, we have 59 subscribers.
Yeah, somebody else subscribed too. I know, it's great.
Yeah, we had 58 earlier today.
Yes, I think I know the person who was 59. So thank you very much.
I'm glad you know these people.
I know some of them. Yeah, so some of them are going to have to go through the automated stuff and go, okay, let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at theirs. Let's have a look at theirs. Bob's Crocs. So we'll keep that as a back burner. That might be a project name. Bob's Crocs. But yes, you can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Twitch. You can find us on Twitter at the game TGWPIS. You can also find us on Facebook. And you can find me as Lord Teamaker across the board on the Twitter, on the Facebook, on PSN and XBL. And on Steam, you can find me as PSN_Lord Teamaker. James?
I am everything Tigwhippy, so if odds are if you're tweeting at us or doing anything as Tigwhippies, that's where you can find me. If you want to game with me, on Steam I'm SpikeSP2579. On PlayStation I'm Spike2579. I don't own an Xbox. I don't know why you don't own an Xbox. Buy a PC, you fool. It's better anyways. So, there.
Gives
I
you
have an
options.
Origin one too, but who plays on Origin? Really?
Only people with The Sims. That's it.
Yeah. Or
And
Dragon Age. Or Dragon Age.
Or Dragon Age.
It looks like I'm going to have to activate an NC Soft one for one of the games from the Humble Bundle.
Ooh.
Like-
Well, you've got an NC. Have you played Guild Wars?
Yeah, so
You've got
I probably
NC
just need
Soft.
to
Then you've
react.
got one.
I just have to remember the password.
Yeah,
Who's
there.
thinking And Chris, where can I find you?
Well, of course, you can always find me on the YouTube. That is youtube.com/TheHurgleman. You can find me on Twitter @HurgleMan. You can find me pretty much anywhere you can possibly think of as Hurgleman or The Hurgleman, one or the other. But mostly on the YouTube. That's where I primarily function. And if you need an easier time getting to the Game Won't Play itself, and if you really want to subscribe to them, you can swing by my page, and on the right-hand side in the My Heroes section, we have it right there. We also have a couple other neat people, so go ahead and check them out.
And we also have the website of tgwpis.com.
Which is a work in progress. But it's got stuff
It's a
on
working
it.
process.
It's got stuff
It's also
on it.
kind of pretty for just the base thing, but
There will be
We're getting there.
pictures. Pictures will be coming soon. We have to talk to graphic people.
Yes, and we have to talk to a couple of people when we can get them on the show and then talk to them afterwards and stuff. So, things are happening. We are
It's also the
moving forward.
holidays, people.
Exactly.
yeah.
It's also the holidays. The fact that you are all here, I'm surprised the hell out of me.
Which, speaking of the holidays, next week will be a festive special of the show,
Yes.
I believe, James.
Yes,
there will be stuff.
we are planning on having it be festive. I don't know how, I don't know why, but it will be festive.
And hopefully,
So join us.
if what we're planning goes well, we'll do trying something a little bit different for you. So, have a
I may
look,
even
jump in.
drink heavily.
That's going to be for the New Year one for me. Just going to drink. It's like, because I know there's been talk of a possible New Year stream again. Because I did one last year, and I may do one this year.
What are
Don't
we
know.
gonna do? This is gonna be interesting. New Year's streaks and all the three. Happy New Year's.
Yeah. It's like, why are you drinking? It's only like 7 o'clock. It's like, fuck off, it's New Year now. But on that note, we're going to bugger off. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your comments tonight. And thank you very much for any hosts that you've done or tweets out that the shows have gone live. Thank you very much for that. And we shall catch you all next week. Goodbye.